Tzu Chi International Kindergarten in Kuala Lumpur celebrates the Lunar New Year. With the help of medical personnel, an elderly who had been sick regained his energy and smile. Welcome to Dai Headlines. I'm Sandy Yan. Thank you for joining us. In Malaysia, during the Lunar New Year, Tzu Chi International Kindergarten in Kuala Lumpur presented traditional Chinese culture and custom to the children through a series of special activities. Let's join them there.
Activities such as blowing plum blossoms, paper ox lanterns, and making Lunar New Year cards and red paper created a festive atmosphere at the kindergarten of Tzu Chi International School, Kuala Lumpur.
新年快乐！新年快乐！身体健康！身体健康！快高长大！快高长大！好，这个红包妈咪祝福你。你要说什么？谢谢。
When elders or relatives and friends give red envelopes, we need to pick it up with both hands. We must receive red envelopes with both hands. We can't open a red envelope in front of other people or in front of the elders. This is also a form of etiquette.
精心1分钟，然后我们才开始。
During Lunar New Year, teachers carefully guide these children to write characters, and they learn very well.
我就会用比较
I use a more interesting way to teach. For example, if it's horizontal strokes, I may call it a small staircase like this. The kids will ask me how to write this, and I say the brush has to be vertical, and give them a way to remember it, and I also teach them how to write ox.
数来记得个牛这一个字到底是可以怎样去写。哇，很美。
这是什么字？
牛，这个是他们第一次。
This is their first time doing this, and they feel very fulfilled. I am also very happy. It turns out that these characters can be written like this, and that you can use it to decorate your home. You don't have to buy anything.
This interesting cultural experience inspires deep interest in the community.
对于我们班的
For the Indian kids in our class, this is a very novel experience as they have never really celebrated this at all. They haven't experienced the Lunar New Year atmosphere.
那种气氛啦。
Teachers and students put on traditional costumes that are full of New Year flavor. Children learn happily amidst lots of laughter and have a deeper understanding of traditional culture.
Due to the pandemic, the Lunar New Year celebration in Malaysia has been more subdued. However, Chen Tianle, a student at the Tzu Chi International School in Kuala Lumpur, created a holiday song hoping to give everyone a glimmer of hope during these dark times.
Homie, get your hometown running, COVID coming. 2020, I've been wasted. The whole world's a chaos. Corona takes the blaming. Now 2021, boys gotta get it.
就是大概在讲去年的事情。
I'm talking about last year. It's mainly about COVID-19. And then, I added some of my hopes for the new year. In general, I want to say that because 2021 is a new year and don't let COVID-19 negatively influence you.
就是不要给 COVID 影响到自己啦。
Qin Tianre is a second-year student at Tzu Chi International School in Kuala Lumpur. He likes to play music and also makes new works.
我通常写歌是不一
I usually write songs that are not necessarily based on my own experience. I usually use other people's experience. I imagine if I were them and what experiences they would have, and then I would just write it down like this. It's natural for me to write it down like this. I really like my hobby of writing songs.
我很喜欢，我有这个爱好去写歌。
Music can relax the body, mind, and improve positive emotions. One can also follow along the rhythm of the music to help stimulate memory.
我是有时候去记重要的东西。
It sometimes helps me remember important things. For example, when I'm studying, I use a little bit of rap and I can remember it more clearly. I realize that my use of music can be very helpful to my studies.
音乐帮助我读书是很大帮助的。
With a friendly learning environment and the support of teachers, he is able to freely create his own original music.
他们现在要做什么，就给他们去发挥了。
I let them do what they want. Who knows if they'll be good at it someday? The main thing is for them to learn music. Also, it's important to give them a good way to use their time.
第一次我发现这一件
The first time I discovered this was his geography class homework. Then we found out later that the other teachers also who talk about the student were aware of this song. Many teachers had heard this song and were attracted to it.
Usually, I try not to correct too much of the students' work unless it is wrong theoretically. Let's say the key signature is wrong. For example, the notes is wrong. Then I will, of course, correct the students. But when it comes to creativity and exploring their own styles, I usually would love to see more of the students exploring their own styles, finding what they like.
Music knows no borders. We all look forward to a day when Tian Re can use his creativity to soothe many souls.
大家要一起庆祝不一样的农历新年，线上祝福，线上团圆饭，线上压岁钱。虽然大家不能在这情况下面对面，但大家一定要有正能量迎接牛年。
Because of the pandemic, Tzu Chi volunteers from Hong Kong were unable to go to Jing's abode to present New Year's greetings to Master Zheng Yan in person. However, thanks to cloud technology, they still can use video conferencing to show their sincerity.
现在呢，我们就请香港的家人，我们请香港的菩萨跟上拜礼。
Hong Kong Jing's disciples make a sincere vow to the Master.
With a limited number of participants while observing the pandemic prevention distance, the volunteers are sending New Year greetings to those appearing on the projection screen. The wish of the gathering is accomplished by using social media.
Of course, the thing I want to do most is go back to Jing's abode to meet the Master in person and to have reunion dinner together on New Year's Eve.
Today is the first time we use Zoom to send the blessings to the Master with other volunteers around the world. I can't help being nervous.
For just a few minutes of online connection, the volunteers in Hong Kong have tested whether the recording, sound, and the internet are smooth enough 5 days in advance, and they practiced again and again so that everything was fine before the connection was made.
Also in Hong Kong, during the Lunar New Year holiday, Tzu Chi volunteers brought the Jing's aphorism and handwritten couplets to solitary elderly. Here's more.
These New Year couplets with auspicious words on red paper are sent by Hong Kong Tzu Chi volunteers who go door to door in this Wan Han mansion where most of the elderly live alone.
So far from the pandemic, I have met Brother Wu. He has come to us to send out a care package and also send a meal. I feel that the world is warm.
Grandma Fan, who lives alone, passed out at home due to a metal allergy 6 months ago. After more than 3 months of treatment, her body improved. The words posted on her door are all a blessing to her.
Thank you, thank you. As they say in Fujianese, thank you, thank you.
73-year-old mother-in-law Si also lives by herself. She is very casual and she is very happy to see someone visit her. These small actions by the volunteers touch her.
Any amount of money may be spent, but friends are very rare. They come to your door with sincerity and care about you by putting up the New Year couplets. I do not ask you for money. I don't ask for anything. This is love, and true meaning, not fake.
I think that although the people living in this place feel more difficulty, as they can really feel that we care about them when we arrive.
Good words convey blessings, but also expectations for the new year as our hearts seek renewal and spring.
In China, to prevent the spread of the pandemic, the Chinese government has encouraged people to celebrate the Lunar New Year locally. Therefore, Tzu Chi volunteers in Shenyang had a New Year gathering for care recipients and volunteers without families' company. Let's take a look.
During the Lunar New Year, volunteers are preparing New Year dishes in the kitchen. While people should have returned to their hometowns to celebrate the occasion, due to the pandemic, some volunteers and care recipients could not make the trip. Therefore, everyone has gathered at Tzu Chi Shenyang office. Tzu Chi volunteer Cao Huapu is the coordinator of the New Year gathering. He wishes everyone Happy New Year on behalf of Tzu Chi.
My hometown is in Hebei, but I have another home in Shenyang, Liaoning. The people here are my family. Being with everyone, I feel the New Year atmosphere.
At the gathering, some young people show their talents and others dance to the harvest song.
Everyone sings together and do sign language together and dance the harvest dance. It is such happiness. It is great.
Sun Guoqing just lost his wife last month. City volunteers accompany him, soothing his pain.
From my wife, I learned that Tzu Chi volunteers are willing to contribute without asking for anything in return. I must follow my wife's instructions and dedicate myself to Tzu Chi.
51-year-old Wang He's child has passed away. Wang said that city volunteers are her biggest support.
I have felt everyone's love. I will also share my energy and love with everyone. I want to deliver love to everyone and every corner, so this world will be warm.
Although they do not have the companionship of their families, they still get to enjoy familiar warmth in the big Tzu Chi family.
In Taiwan, with passion and kindness, medical personnel in Senior Day Care Center of Dalin Tzu Chi Hospital helped an elderly to retrieve his energy and good mood. Let's see the story.
In the geriatric center, there is also a group of sub-healthy residents. The caring team uses a subtractive approach to care for them in 5 different areas in terms of diet, output, mobility, brain fitness, and social ability, hoping to help the elders regain their autonomy.
Sitting on a golf cart, they will start sharing, like, this is the pineapple garden, today's weather, today's sunshine, or today's temperature. They would know whether the wind today is cool or warm, and even when they touch a plant, it may link them to their life in the past. All these are good, no matter it's related to past events or the coordination of their body parts.
Grandpa Zheng Xiong was actually very drowsy when he moved into the geriatric center in March last year.
When he stayed in a traditional elderly home in Huwei, his condition was not good and has been lethargic all the time, just like having dementia. Every time when my brother and I visited him, he was either sleeping or dozing off. He was not energetic anyway.
Owing to his poor physical strength, he fell into a coma, and the caring team immediately sent him to the emergency of Dalin Tzu Chi Hospital.
The nurse said no matter how to shake him, he could not wake up. They thought something went wrong with him, so they sent him to the emergency.
It was the busiest time at around 8 o'clock in the evening. I thought it's amazing to be able to arrive here in 5 minutes.
After all, the long-term care institution is located in the hospital. It's really important and invaluable if there is any emergency case, because the prime time to save a life is only within tens of seconds or a few minutes. It's really scary. If he didn't live in the geriatric center, I think it's possible that he might lose his life.
When he woke up, he wondered why he was in a hospital. He said he was fine, would like to go home. He wanted to go back here to the geriatric center.
When he was in the emergency unit, we found that in his ECG that his heartbeat was an abnormal rhythm, so we required him to be hospitalized and helped him do some checkups and treatment. He had temporary fatal arrhythmia. If it continued, it might lead him to do what we call sudden death. He might need first aid and electric shock CPR. But fortunately, he didn't suffer arrhythmia for a long time. It was just for a while and then back to normal. As we found the situation at that time, we prescribed some drugs for arrhythmia. It seems like it hasn't happened again.
Grandpa Zheng Xiong, who had his life saved, began to accept the advice of the caring team and actively participated in daily rehabilitation activities.
When he first came, like when he got up or moved around, he needed one of our staff to keep him company so that he could move with peace of mind. Every day, we will encourage him to ride a bicycle or do walking training.
那个走路这样子，走路的训练。
我真的觉得他们都很有爱心，但是这个爱心。
I really think they're very caring, and caring love comes from their inner heart. You can feel they treat every elder full of love and wholehearted care. My father can feel the same too.
每一位老人家，对，然后我爸爸他自己也有感受到。
Since he arrived here, he lied in bed, moved in a wheelchair, fell downstairs. Until now, he's willing to move around like this. It's all because of you. All of you are very energetic and enthusiastic to treat my dad. That's why I think he'll become so cheerful.
In Chile, Pablo, a volunteer firefighter, is unable to drive the fire truck because of his eye disease. With the help of many organizations and Tzu Chi, Pablo has undergone the necessary surgery. Take a look.
The volunteer firefighter Pablo is in charge of driving the fire truck. However, something urgent has happened to him.
¿Hace cuánto tiempo está trabajando en bombero?
Yo, 5 años acá en Curacaví. I have been a volunteer firefighter for 5 years. However, it is voluntary work without pay. Someone wanted to refer me to drive large truck in another city to make money, but I could not accept this job. It is because my vision is deteriorating.
Chile's volunteer Xu Zhezhang is an eye doctor. After a careful checkup, he has found that Pablo suffers from protrusion of the cornea due to his genes and needs to undergo a surgery. With the help of Curacaví city government, Dr. Xu and Tzu Chi, Pablo has undergone the surgery. Although he's still unemployed, he's very happy that he can work as a volunteer firefighter again.
In Taiwan, an octogenarian, Deng Xiang'e, goes to a recycling station by bus every day. While her family worry about her safety since the pandemic, she said that coming to the recycling station is much safer than going sightseeing.
Yes, this is very good. I am very joyful. When I go home, Tzu Chi brothers and sisters will give me a ride. Yes, I'm very joyful. When we have the well, we'll find a way to come here. I'm 85 years old. During recycling, I feel healthy and worry-free. I volunteer. When I have the well, I'll find a way to do it. I take the bus in the morning to come here. I feel troubled as I cannot ride motorcycle or bicycle. No, there's the pandemic now, so my daughter kept asking me if it's safe for me to come. I said it is safer than going out with you. I said that when you have the well, it will be very safe. I am old. I come here to do recycling. Doing recycling is very good. I feel very happy.
Since 2019, Tzu Chi volunteers in China have been promoting the Family Reading Back program. Through reading together, parents and children not only expand their worldviews, but also build their relationships. Let's take a look.
Sitting next to the parents and reading a book together, these children are participating in Tzu Chi's Family Book Bag program, which has been taking place in many Chinese cities since 2019.
Joining this program has given me the ability to see problems from my child's point of view and understand that he has his own thinking and personality.
Through exchanging books, children can gain different knowledge and also learn about sharing and how to take care of things to share with others. The children can then learn and grow together.
Children's future begins by reading books. In the first 2,000 days of life, when parents read to children, it not only increases their knowledge, but also strengthens connections.
I normally don't have much time to spend with him, and he might also feel bored and don't know what to do. So of course, by spending 20 to 30 minutes with him, he will know that we still care for him.
The 20 minutes we spend each night reading with our children isn't about expanding their knowledge, but to increase our family connection.
This love of books has also been spread to Fuding's Xikun village. The children here are mostly shy and unsure of themselves, but through the volunteers' encouragement of reading, their confidence levels have increased.
I think having this event is giving the children a platform and they can expand their horizons. The teachers and volunteers help to affirm the child's behavior, which will inspire more interest in reading.
Family reading time helps benefit the children in many ways for the future.
Every Lunar New Year, a non-profit Zhanghua Fund for Children and Families in Taiwan would set up stalls at a flower festival to sell lanterns to raise funds. Due to the pandemic, many stalls have been cancelled this year, but they have found proactive ways to sell lanterns.
This is like ancient times, which is something deeply loved by children. The Zhanghua Fund for Children and Families have been selling lanterns for many years to raise funds for disadvantaged children. In the past, it used to cooperate with the county government's annual floral viewing activities and set up stalls in Xizhou Park. This year, due to the pandemic, it had to be canceled.
Of course, I feel it's a pity. After all, we were in Xizhou Park before we sold quite well, and it's an important source of income.
In order to help the disadvantaged, enthusiastic workers and social workers from the first day to the fourth day of the Lunar New Year scattered in different locations to encourage sales.
Zhanghua City, Lugang, Zhutang, Zhushan. There are many social work teachers and students working hard to encourage sales.
Almost everyone sacrificed their family time to help set up stalls. Even the assisted families also contributed to doing good things together. The Zhanghua Fund for Children and Families planned a series of activities before the Lantern Festival, inspiring more people to take action and sow the seeds of love together.
In the U.S., Tzu Chi Great Love Kindergarten in Monrovia had a kindness challenge to encourage children to share love and support. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you for watching. See you next time.